That didn't work at all. That didn't even work. I didn't even try that time. 1 second. Ow. A pine needle just like went under my fingernail. You know, and I guess that's why they call them pine needles, because it really hurt. I guess that's why. How am I gonna stand you up? I brought a book to like... I brought a book, so I have something to like stand you up on, but you're obviously going to be on a tree. You're gonna be like right here. That's what we're doing. If you hear music, that's not me, that's people all the way over there. Actually, you can't see which one it is. One of those. Not that one, but the other one, yeah. So hopefully this video doesn't get like taken down because YouTube's like, why is there music in it? You know, hopefully that is not what happens. Hopefully we're gonna manifest that's not what happens. Unless you like hate me, then you're gonna manifest the opposite and we're just gonna see who's stronger and who wins, you know? Wait, that doesn't work at all, because now you see like, not my face. What are we gonna do? What are we ever gonna do with you? Why do you keep doing that? Huh? I'm not moving, I don't wanna move. It looks so weird, it was my shoelace. I don't know, that my brain makes everything so much weirder than it actually is. And like, it's literally my shoelace. Technically that works, but you're not gonna stay watching the video if it looks that bad. Do you balance right there? Well, again, you're not gonna stay watching the video if you don't have a better angle than that. We're just gonna, it's already 2 minutes and 19 seconds of just not even having good angles. You wanna see how bad this is going? Trying to set this up, it just falls. If I try to rest you right here, you're gonna have like that type of angle, like it's not gonna work. It's not gonna actually be good. Like I try it, and you're like that. I try to prop it up, it's not doing anything. Wait. Don't tell me why this actually kind of works. It actually kind of works, except it's so hot out, you wouldn't even believe. And I love the music in the background because it sounds like a violin. Not that I know anything about music, but it sounds like a violin. Can they hear me talking about it? I thought the person could hear me talk about it. It was just twin songs. Like I thought they literally turned it off because they could hear me talking about it. I was like, am I that embarrassing of like a creature on this earth? Like, I don't know. It's kind of different now. But yeah, so not anymore, but it was originally kind of giving the energy of like, this is the Titanic and we're just like going down with the ship right now, you know. I need to put on chapstick. That's what I need to do. Sorry, I have the chopstick in my pocket, but my pants are like tighter than I even like noticed. So it looks like I'm like reaching up my butt for the chopstick, but obviously it's just in my pocket. Like that's so weird. See, my brain makes everything so weird. Like even when I'm like at work, even if I have like a bunch of things in my pocket and I need something in my pocket, I'm like, I can't reach in my pocket because like it's gonna look weird to people, but it's not. They would just be like, oh, that's just some girl like getting something out of her pocket. Like there's ants walking on my phone right now. But yeah, I don't know, my brain makes everything 70 times weirder than it like actually is. So I could do the most normal stuff ever. Ew, what even is inside of my chapstick? It's not supposed to be like black on the inside. That makes it seem like I'm like disgusting. I've never put anything weird on this like ever. How is it black on the inside? Is that dirt on the inside? How did it even get in there? I haven't had this that long, I swear. Like, it's not even supposed to be like that. Whatever, I'm gonna use it anyway because it's the only chopstick I have. And I'm not about to not have, like, good lips. I don't know, nice lips that are not, like, chapped. Actually, The other day, I went to the mall with my grandma, all right? The other day, I went to the mall with my grandma, and we were just walking around, and there's like this poster of like, it's like a place where people get like B12 shots, whatever. So she wanted to like look at the poster. It was like signs that you need it, whatever, right? So she's looking at all the signs of it. All of them are kind of like normal stuff though. Like I feel like they're just trying to like get people to get it for no reason. Like there's not bees, but like flies all over. Ew. Just suddenly out of nowhere, now they're gone. But yeah, so like I felt like they were trying to get people to get like the shot for no reason, which is like so weird. I mean, I guess they want money, but like, you know what I mean? Like the idea of trying to get people to like inject themselves with something for no reason is just like creepy and weird. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know, disturbing. To me, disturbing. I'm not saying nobody needs it, whatever, but I'm saying like the signs were like fatigue, like, I don't know, something about your eyes, whatever, like itchy eyes or something stupid. Like it doesn't make sense. But then we got to like the next one, it was like chapped lips, and then my grandma was like, oh, you need this. Like I was like, what do you mean? I was like, when were my lips actually chapped? Like 90% of the time, if they're even like a little bit chapped, I just put on chapstick. Like I'm not like weird, I don't know, like I just put on chapstick. I was like, when was that? She was like, maybe like a few years ago. I was like, so when I was like 16 or something? Like I'm 22 now. She was talking about when I was literally like 16 or 17, like me having chapped lips then means that I would need like a B12 shot. I would never do that unless I like seriously, like I don't know. I'm not like a person who likes anything medical. I don't think anybody likes that, but like I'm saying, like unless I were literally going to die, I don't think I would want to like have any like medical like scenarios like around me. I don't know. I'm not the type of person who's like, I don't know, I got hypochondriac, I guess. Like I'm not someone who's like, oh, there's something like wrong with me, I'm gonna like go to the hospital or whatever. Like I'm obviously not that type of person. I'm actually the opposite. I'm more like, no, it's just gonna like fix itself. Like 90% of stuff I'm like, okay, like it would, like I've never had to like go to the hospital, like unless I was literally born. When I was born I had to go to the hospital, you know, like aside from that I've never had to. The only one out of all my siblings who ever had to was like my brother when he broke his arm. That was the only time like any of us had to actually go to the hospital, was like when he broke his arm. Other than that, I don't even take like ibuprofen or anything. I'm always like, whatever it is, it'll literally heal itself. Like that's like how delusional my brain is, but like I'm fine, like, you know. So I was like shocked when she was like, yeah, you should get that, like talking about like a B12 shot, but I didn't do it obviously, but I just thought that was like so funny in that moment. I was like, whoa, like this makes me feel like I can't even have like chapped lips for like 1 second, or there's so, like people are gonna think there's like something like deathly wrong with me, like in my brain. That's like how far I go as far as like other people's like perceptions of like, is there something wrong with me for no reason? Like I don't know, so weird, so random. Why are there ants walking on me? I swear there should be like laws about this. Like how many ants would be in jail if it were like illegal for ants to like walk on people? Like they would all be behind bars. There would be no more ants anymore. Yo, there's like a sticker on me, like hitchhiker thing. Gross. So gross. The music is like so different now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. If you can, it's gonna sound like I'm just talking about literally nothing. You're gonna be like, are you in psychosis? Like, what are you talking about? Speaking of things that would make you think I'm in psychosis, just like cute little topics for the video, like, you know, something so cute for us to talk about, right? So cute. I just looked at the ground and there's like a whole network of ants. Like they're networking, they're working on their net worth, you know. Those ant piles are not going to pay for themselves. Those ant piles are not going to pay for themselves. Ever. Like where do you think they get them from? Oh yeah, but on the topic of things that if you don't get me, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But like if you do, you're gonna be like, okay, that's actually kind of funny. So I have so many spell jars that I've made, that are just like lying around my room, but I didn't actually know how many there are. And a lot of them have like wax on the top from candles that I like melted over them, like normal house candles. Like candles that obviously have to have like literally fire on them to even like melt the candles, right? Like they don't even melt in like the microwave no matter how much time you put them in there. It would be like 15 minutes, they're finally gonna melt in like the microwave, right? Like it takes like an insane amount of heat. My third eye literally fucking hurts, okay? Talking about this. So I looked at my little like, well actually not my anything, it used to be my brother's dresser, but like he doesn't live there now, so it's just in my room, right? And so I have like stuff on the surface. So I have like 3 spell jars on the surface that are glass jars with like wax on the top, all melted over there from like probably from like November or something, and it's July now. Yeah, it's literally like the middle of July, I think. And it was I think like I don't actually know. No, it is. It's like I don't know what day. I think it was like July 19th or something. Like how do I not ever know what day it is? I'm like, what month is it? It's not like December, right? Like I swear I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, but it was so funny. Wait, I look so like serene right now. Okay. With like the wind blowing in my hair. Anyway, that's not the point. The actual I don't know why. My brain is so funny. I don't know. I just come up with the weirdest stuff. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I feel magical right now. What I was actually thinking about is, ow, I think I got like a mosquito bite right now. Out of nowhere, like, how offensive. Go to Mars, like, how offensive is that? Literally go to Mars, like, you don't deserve any of this. Or you deserve all of it. Then probably go somewhere other than Mars if you actually deserve something good. Like, I don't know, dude, not my problem. Yeah, so what I was going to say, what was I going to say? This threw me off my train of thought, and I felt like I was gonna say something good. What I actually was talking about, so I have like those little spell jars on my dresser, and those spell jars, like I looked over at them, and the wax, why am I like zoned out? Okay, the wax on the jars was like melted, and that was like a moment when I realized like how hot my room gets because I don't have like central AC. I just have like a little AC unit. So I realized literally how hot the room gets, because those spell jars with normal house candle wax were just sitting there melted, like not melted like they normally were, but like I touched it and it was wet. That tip of melted, like there was nothing else on it, like I touched it and the wax was melted on all 3 of the jars. But then I went over to my little shelf on the wall that I've had since I was literally a baby, that shelf, you know, and there's other spell jars with wax on them. So I went over there, it's literally 2 feet away or like 3 feet away. I went over there, touched the wax was bone dry, like, which is a weird thing for people to say because I don't think bones are actually dry, but like, you know, like completely dry, like. So I was like, not only is that how hot my room gets, but it's only how hot my room gets in the one specific area. How? Was that an ant? It was an ant. Like an ant just bit me, which is so weird. I was just like watching someone else because someone was like dancing kind of weirdly. So I was like watching, I was curious. And then an ant just like bit me on my back and I was like, wow. My foot's like falling asleep too. What's even going on? What's even going on? I just realized how weird it is for this to be on my keys, because I don't know if that's even like a current like thing. Like, I don't know if I haven't gone to the gym in like months. I don't know. Like, I was thinking about it, but I don't have like outfits to wear. I'm so weird. I'll literally, if I don't like an outfit, I'll literally just throw it away. And then I'm like, but wait, I didn't actually have anything to replace it. So now I have absolutely nothing to wear if I wanted to like go to the gym. Like, and I don't want to spend money on clothes. Like, I want to, but like I have like $300 something like total. Like, I'm not like, you know, maybe when I don't work at Chick-fil-A, but like I do. And so like, what money do I have? None. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I try to like save money. Like, absolutely not. It's just not the place in life that I'm at, you know? My foot's like unfalling asleep. Like, it's going back to normal. And I didn't do anything. Oh, so back to the story about the like spell jars I had that were melted, like the wax on them, you know. Back to that story. It was so funny because sometimes words or like sentences will just randomly pop in my head. Out of nowhere, like a sentence will just pop into my head, but it's like always relevant to like the moment, you know. It's just me being like so psychic that I didn't even know. My DNA is just like activated like that, you know, like it's giving. I don't have to know why, because it kind of just like proves itself in the moment. So I looked at the wax. I was like so surprised about it that a sentence popped into my head, and the sentence was, you need to know why 17 of these are just questions that you were going to solve, or like whatever. So then I looked around my room, right? I was like, immediately, I was like, okay, I have to count how many spell jars there are, and you want to know exactly how many of them there were? 17. Exactly 17. Exactly 17. So yeah, because I had absolutely no idea how many there were, and I had to like look around to make sure there were 17 exactly, and there were, I don't know, I was a little bit shocked. Not really, because I always predict things that come true like immediately, or I always have things that like pop into my head that are just like completely relevant to the moment and just like a message for me. But also I was like, how weird is that 17 of these, implying the 17 spell jars that I have, each correspond directly to a question that I already knew I was going to solve at some point, and those are just like what, probably helping me to get a little bit closer to like resolving whatever the questions are. Like, did I just create? And that was funny also because I had created one spell jar today before that, so I literally would have had 16, but then before that moment when I noticed the wax was melted, I created another one. Like, I made another one. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm just out here like really activating my DNA, really just being like so cool, and like I'm just this like voodoo witch girl. I'm kidding, I've never done voodoo, and I think it's considered like a closed practice to do voodoo, so like I wouldn't actually do that, because then nothing would actually happen to me, but I would just be like canceled on the internet or something if I were ever like famous, you know, because people would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, even though it's like a closed thing. So I wouldn't do it for that reason. People make up so many reasons why you can't do it otherwise. I don't think anything would actually happen to you, but other than the internet being like, I can't believe you would do that. Yeah. But also, I wouldn't even want to, because I'm so much of the type of person who anything I want to do, I make my own practice of. Like, I've never like followed the rules for anything. Even like cooking, I'm not good at cooking, but like even cooking, I would have the hardest time like following the rules. I'm so much more of like, I want to learn how the science of this works, and then I'm just gonna make my own thing. Like, I'm not gonna follow anyone's rules. I don't care who you are. Like, you could literally be from the government, I'm still not gonna follow your rules. Do you hear that? Isn't the music so ominous? I don't know. I don't know any songs, so yeah, like I actually don't know any songs. No song lyrics, no songs. Like I used to know like some like song lyrics or songs, and then I actually forgot them all. Not like on the same day, but like progressively I just forgot them all because they literally were not important to me at all. And any song I listen to, I feel like it's literally like lowering my vibration. Like, not to be like a cliche like new age weirdo, but I actually listen to like the lyrics of what all of them mean, and they're all just like the most depressing or degrading songs. Like, it doesn't matter, it'll be like degrading to men, degrading to women, degrading to children, degrading to animals. Like, not really degrading to animals, like I don't think there's many songs like that, but there probably are, you know. Like, I just feel like even the people like creating the song, sorry, my throat chakra is like messing up, but like I feel like the people creating the song like don't even get it. Like, are they so oblivious that they're just like unintentionally degrading themselves, or do they not care? Are they like, this is worth $1 billion, $1 million? It's not, because you don't actually know what you're like taking away from yourself at the same time, because once you repeat the messages in the songs, at a certain point, it's like you kind of believe that about yourself. And I think that's part of why my brain forgot so many songs, because I'm actually like completely resistant pretty much to like a lot of subliminals. Like, my brain just like doesn't hold on to, maybe it'll work in the exact moment, but after that, like my brain will not hold on to the subliminal information. Like, it completely throws all that out. Like, anything, it doesn't matter what it is, it could literally be like a science textbook, and any subliminals in there or whatever are just thrown away. My brain just like takes all the ingredients and like makes a new recipe, and then I'm out here just doing something different, you know. Not to be like so cool, but like I kind of am. Look at that, look at my hair. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of just on my own shit, you know. I really am. I'm just cool. Maybe I'm cooler than you, I don't know. But this is at 22 minutes, 22 seconds, actually. I have this perfume. I guess the brand is Clean Classic. I don't actually know. Is it the brand? I don't know. Anyway, so I bought these little like sample perfumes. Maybe I've talked about this in the video, I don't actually know. But yeah, I've had these little perfumes. Well, I got them like probably a year ago, but I never really used them. But like years before that, when I was like 14, somebody gave me like maybe for my birthday or something, I don't know how I acquired it. At some point in time, I acquired a little sample of a perfume that was scented as like clean fresh cotton or something like that, or like clean warm cotton by the same brand, right? So I was like obsessed with it. Like, I literally still have some in the bottle. Like, I was like obsessed with it, like wearing it every day. Like, it was like a rollerball just like this, except the packaging was a little bit different. It was an older one because it was from like 2014, whatever. Like, I was so obsessed with it. So obsessed with it. So I'm surprised I still have any, but I do for some reason. And then, like, my leg is like falling asleep again. Isn't that disrespectful? Where does that even come from? What causes that? What's wrong with me? Am I just a puppet? Am I just one of the Muppets? Like, is that disrespectful? Like, my leg is like falling asleep even more now. Like, so disrespectful, so infinitely wrong and mean. And like, I didn't even ask for that. I don't know what's going on. Like, not fair. I don't know, I'm just chilling. We're just hanging out, you know. I just love pine needles. Actually, it's so weird to me. I don't know what it is, But like when I kind of do, but not fully, you know, when I was little, there was, or not even just little, up till I was like 18 or something, like there was like always weird energy around me, like weird energy. And it was not even the people's fault, I don't think. Let me explain. I always perceived my environment on like such a deep level, to the point where it was like it was as if I were like born on mushrooms, like, and it never stopped, kind of thing, like at like every point in my life, right? But it was never in like a positive way, really. It was always in like a really sad way. But the way I would describe it was almost like I was like so sad, and like my soul was like so deprived of everything, that it was like this weirdly like fully lucid thing where I was like, I could literally sell my soul for like this moment in time right now to like literally like feel like I even deserve it, like the same moment that I was in, right? It was like not, it was like not even to gain anything, like not even to get anything, but it was like I felt so undeserving of like the present moment and even just experiencing that. So I was like, it would be like if you felt like you were literally on mushrooms, but you were just a child and you never did mushrooms, obviously, because children, obviously, you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't like that, but it was like as if you were a child and you felt like your soul was like so deprived that you were staring at like a pine needle and you were like, I'm never gonna deserve this. I could literally sell my soul just to deserve this, and I will still never deserve it. Like I felt that in my heart chakra. Like that's like how blocked my heart chakra was as like a child, though. Like all the time I would always just hold like a pine needle, or I'd look at like a pine tree, or I would look at like green grass and like a blue sky, or like a rainy sky, or like thunder and lightning, or the opportunity to like walk in a puddle and like get your shoes wet, or like it would literally be like an inconvenience to me, but I would still feel like even if I sold my soul, I wouldn't be deserving of that moment and like having that experience. The wind is like blowing aggressively around me, you can kind of tell. But that was how I actually felt growing up. Like literally till I was like 18. Actually. Like for real, like I'm not kidding. That sounds so dark, but like I'm actually dead serious. Like I'm not kidding. I'm not actually kidding. And it was this weird thing too, where like I could tell that no one else felt that way, but I just thought I was like better than everyone because I felt that way, and they just like couldn't get that deep as a person, you know? Like actually, like it was this feeling of like I knew nobody else was like that, but I was like, that's fine, like that's what makes me better than everyone, like that's what makes me unique, right? And then when that feeling went away, when I was actually like able to experience like a relatively normal level of happiness, I was like, wait a minute, did I lose so much time of my life? And also, not just that, but like, I don't know, I just have so much weird dysmorphia in like normal moments, right? Because I'm sitting here by myself, like holding pine needles, right? And the dysmorphia of the moment is like this, that's not even a good one. It's not even like pointy. So not only is it like a really extreme level of like perfectionism, but I've totally like reversed it, right? Like if that were like a belly button, it went from an outie to an innie or whatever, right? Like so random to say it that like that, right? But I have like an extreme level of like perfectionism now, to where anything I look at, it's like not actually like good enough for me, you know? Like it doesn't matter what it is, but like anything is just like not good enough for me because I can already like imagine better. Like I've totally reversed it. To where nothing I've ever looked at or seen was like good enough for me. Like I switched it, but like it's like genuine that like I switched it, right? Like I completely reversed that feeling. And I feel like I did that like instantaneously, like actually instantaneously, like to a weird degree, you know, but like yeah, anyway, I completely destroyed like the finally decent pine needle that I found, right? I couldn't tell if it was an ant walking on my back or not. Like the disrespect, the constant disrespect. I swear, from the first moment I've been on Earth, it's been constant disrespect from all the species of animal, whatever. whatever, all these little bugs, whatever, they're always there, I guess, you know. Ants, mosquitoes, like, they just need to leave me alone. Like, spiders, whatever, they just need to leave me alone, like, they don't even get it. Yeah, but what I actually meant was, like, I had to get, like, another decent pineapple. I had to get a decent pineapple. I mean, pine needle. Can I even talk? Pine needle. That's what I really meant to say. Pine needle. Yeah. What I actually meant to say is that it's so funny to see the difference between, like, who I was when I was younger and who I am now, and how I have, like, weird dysmorphia in, like, the little moments, right? Because now that I have so much, like, fulfillment just with myself, like, I'm truly on, like, a different frequency, you know. But now I look at this pine needle and I'm like, unfortunately, this pine needle is not only never going to be good enough for me, even though it's perfect in my opinion, it's never going to be good enough for me. Like, it's just never, it's not mind-blowing. There's nothing about it that's mind-blowing. And not only is there not anything about it that's mind-blowing, like, not only in the past when I was, like, a child or a teenager did I feel like I would have to literally, like, sell my soul to even deserve it. Like, this. I'm not kidding. Like, just this. Like actually, because my heart chakra was so blocked that, like, I genuinely didn't get it. Like, I actually was not getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I think the transition was literally when I was, like, 18 or 19. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm 22 now. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there was a moment in time, it was a weird moment in my brain where suddenly what I said sounded like I was talking into a microphone, but I wasn't, and it was, like, in my own brain, so I had to look around to be like, what the fuck just happened? But then it went back to normal, and I can't conceptualize. Like, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Like, you're not gonna get it. You're gonna think I'm, like, completely insane. Yeah, but at the time, when I was literally, like, not even starting at 14, but probably when I was, like, starting somehow when I was, like, 13 or 14, right? So, like, starting in that era of my life, ending when I was, like, 18 or 19. These are not, like, exact times. There was no point when I, like, journaled, like, February 14th or whatever. Like, there was no point when I, like, wrote that down to be like, this is when that stopped. Like, you know, like, there was no moment. I kind of like this song. It kind of sounds good. Isn't it, like, a love song? Who is this by? The actual artist that sings this? Are we entirely sure that they didn't sell their soul, or at least a portion of it? Are we actually sure? I don't know. I don't know who wrote it, but are we actually sure that they didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, the singer. Are we entirely sure they didn't sell either their soul or a portion of it, or do something along those lines? Because I want us to say, due to what I was just talking about, I want to say, like, scratch that if you think we're sure at all. Like, I want to say, like, make that we're not sure. Because if you think we're completely sure, we're not. Because what was I talking about? And I'm actually really good at, like, predicting, like, a couple minutes into the future. And I was talking about something very specific, and it was these kinds of songs too that I felt the most, like, seen and heard by when I was, like, on that frequency of feeling like I would have to, like, sell my soul to, like, even deserve, like, a pine needle, right? It was songs by certain artists who I just felt, actually, like, most of the, like, current artists that are, like, popular in, like, pop music, I felt like were actually on that frequency, to where it felt like a direct match. And there were certain songs that I felt like the most, like, seen by. Which is weird, because at the same time, it's like it kind of kept me alive that, like, anything made me feel seen at all, or, like, understood at all. But it's like, it was kind of dark, right? Because why was I running around at, like, 14 feeling that way at all? Like, what was that? There's a part of me that still feels so, like, disconnected to, like, the true understanding of what that was, or maybe I just gaslight myself, but I swear I have a level of fulfillment and wholeness now that, like, I never, even the crickets agree with me, like, but I never had that And I don't know, like, part of me is like so terrified when I think about it. I'm like, I hope I didn't like give that feeling to somebody else instead. Like, it's almost like I feel like in order for me to have stopped feeling that, it had to be like passed on to someone else. But like, I'm like terrified because I'm like, anytime I see a person, like, I feel like it also interferes with like friendships for me too, because like I meet a person and I'm like, oh my gosh, like at one point in time, like I literally felt like I wanted to like sell my soul, like just deserve like a pine needle, or just deserve like a cheese stick, like the like cheese, like string cheese, you know, like literally the smallest things, or like the opportunity to like look at clouds, or like see colors, like, and I have color vision obviously, but like, you know what I'm saying, like it was the things that I already had that I felt like in order to deserve this, I'm going to have to either give something up or give this feeling to somebody else and like pass it off onto them. And so I always felt like so terrified to even have like friendships, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this gonna be some weird trade thing like I don't know about? Like, am I not protecting them by like having them in my general like environment, you know? Like, am I failing as a person? Like, I'm not protecting them as much as I could have. If I just like allowed them to not be in my life, then I'd be protecting them. So crazy, so delusional, but like I can't get it out of my head sometimes, even though I'm so far beyond that. And even though I know I'm never gonna feel that way again, I almost feel like the opportunity to have somebody in my life, it's like somehow I'm like passing that off onto them if I don't like remove them from my life, even though nobody wants to not have people in their lives, like especially people they care about. But then it makes me feel even more avoidant of people who I actually do care about, because I'm like, then all the worst things that ever happened to me, like I'm just passing that off onto you, like, you know. But actually, like little perfumes like this, like my favorite ones were always the ones that I also felt like I would have to literally like sell my soul to even deserve the opportunity to have ever smelled in my life. Like, you know, like, and that sounds crazy, but like, you know, like sounds crazy. But actually, I really like this one. Don't sell your soul, like it's not worth it, obviously, because anything you can experience that way, you can experience any other way. I just think it's so insane that it was literally against my will, against my free will, that I ever experienced that feeling in my life. And I think it's also crazy that like I could tell that like the frequency of like most pop culture, like pop music at the time, like all of it was on the same frequency. It's crazy that it like kept me alive in my mind, like I think of it that way, that like any of it was on the same frequency that I was on. But it's also, it makes me question, like, did all of these artists like do something we don't know about, like, you know, like what are we actually, what's really going on here? And then it's like, at some point, even though I'm so far beyond feeling that way, like I hope I can have just like crickets literally calm down, like they agree with me so much they can't even stop chirping, you know. But like, it also makes me feel like I hope that someday I can feel like I can literally have friendships without wondering that on some level, like, am I passing that on to them, you know, like just that feeling. Even though I don't think that would make any sense, right? But like in my mind, I'm like, how do I know for sure that I'm not passing that feeling on to them? I'm not completely sure. There's no way to be completely sure, because it's also like so intangible, right? Yeah. Anyway, don't you just love life so much? So much. Like, what's going on? That's really all I have to say. I love you. Bye.